Hello. I am going live different than I did last time. I'm not using a streaming device this or streaming company this time like whatever I was using. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, so I'm just going live straight from YouTube this time. So maybe I can see comments. Welcome to the live chat. Remember. All right. So let me type in here, hello, if I can spell hello. All right, so say something back to me so I can see comments. Maybe that's going to work. I hope it will. Um, I didn't try to bother with having my screen on me and then flipping it back down because, I have it rigged up with some tape. That's how you do things here in little redneck Hogansville. Okay, so this was pre-recorded in the Paint Night Monthly group, but I could not get it downloaded thanks to my favorite people in the world, Facebook. And um so I'm having to redo the lesson altogether, so that caused a earthquake. Um so you know what though? This is good because it's pushing me to learn new devices, and I needed to have done that really badly. So it's pushing me out there, and I need to get my lessons on a different site anyway. So this is good. It's not a bad thing at all. Although it makes me want to say very ugly words at times. So I've not seen any comments come across. So I don't know if the chat is working. If y'all are commenting, if you haven't commented, please say something so that I can see if that part is going to work. Since I am new to YouTube Lives, I'm not sure how that part will work. I hope that you can comment though, because that's the beauty of going live is seeing your comments. All right, so what I did here is I took a photo from Unsplash again. And this is how this lesson came about. I love for you to see how to do things. So you can get these photos from Unsplash or you can make them your own. So this was a photo of an actual stuffed figurine in a store with a sweater type hat, which I changed it up dramatically. It doesn't look like the same one. What I loved about it was his little nose. He's full of snow, and you can add, well, I did splatter snow on him, but you can add as much snow as you want to. You can add bits and pieces coming around the sides if you want to. You can paint him just like that if you want to, but I like to change it up and make it my own. But you can do the same very thing by taking photos of things you already own and have. You can even set it up like this one's sitting near a little crate and a Christmas tree. I left all that out. You have full permission to leave out as much as you want and put in as much as you want. And I forget where I was going there. I didn't paint the little price tag hanging on there. This is a good chance this was already somewhere that was for sale and they took a photo of it. I do this again all the time, and then I turn it into a template and make my own painting out of it. So I did this one super simple because it was for my Paint Night Monthly group, and I like to keep things simple over there. And you may have seen these two examples where I posted beginner, intermediate, or more advanced painters here. So, so this is my third time having a go at this little guy. But he's super cute. These were painted on panel, the little brown panel where you can buy the whole sheet at Home Depot and have it cut up. This one I am just painting it on a wooden, which is the same thing actually right there, but it is in a cradle. It's painted on a cradle board or made in, like a little frame cradle board. So I just ran by Hobby Lobby and grabbed this today so I wouldn't have to hunt down something. It's the hard surface I love painting on. And you can give it another coat of gesso if you want to give it a little more tooth. That way the paint will adhere to it a lot better because this one's really slick. And by the way, when you buy these, if you're not paying attention, they have some with a grit and then they have some that are slick. So make sure you're paying attention to which one you like. I mean, you're buying. I like the slick ones myself, but you do you. You can get a lot more texture out of those with the grit to it. All right, so we're just going to start simple. I decided to do. I think this is flipped. Let me see if I can flip my screen. Hold on. I saw somewhere the other day how I can do that, but today I probably won't find it. I'm not seeing that anywhere. Let's see if I can. Right there. That's just to share. Oh well, can't flip the screen. Mm-mm-mm. All right, so just know that everything's backwards on here, and I'm having to hide from the sunshine. I've got me a triboard up here to try to keep the sun from coming in, but it's sneaking in anyway. All right. See it? As long as it's not on this one, I'm all right. So I'm going to take the yellow, and I'm using a bright yellow, and I'm not going to worry about staying in the lines. None of that. This whole side over here is going to be part scarf. He's like got scarf everywhere. It's a big chunky scarf, but you can make that side be snowman, his coat if you want to, right over there on that edge. I did not transfer the trees that are in the hat on this one. I did on the others. So go ahead and transfer them off. We're not going to paint them identical. We're just going to hint at it. We're not going to try to have a perfect little Christmas tree on there. I'm just going to throw mine in there freehand. But when you get to painting your Christmas trees, I just want you to mimic it. I want you to use the corner of your brush and just mimic what you see in there. And you can see that I did that on that one and the same thing on this one right here. Well, the sun wasn't shining. Look, I'm either complaining because the sun's not shining or that it is. Just can't make me happy. You can. I'm loving this sunshine. Although, you're like when it's warm, you don't feel like it's Christmas time, but I'll take it any day over what we had there. I was going downhill quick. All right, so again, if you wanted to start with a color base coat, it's going to make your life so much easier. I didn't do that because I was just trying to keep it simple for the other group, but it will make your life a lot better if you go with undercoating. All right. Now I'm going to let that dry just for a minute, and I'm going to move on to the coat. And I can't remember if I was using craft paints or what I was using on this one. That's the thing, and when you have to redo something, you can't remember exactly how you did it. All right, so I'm just going to come in here. I actually mixed up two colors for that. I have the more green blue, and then it's actually called ocean green, but I just kind of mixed those two together. And then I stuck my finger in it in yellow paint. I'm doing so good today already. Use whatever colors you want to. You don't have to go by what I'm doing at all. Change it up, make it yours. You can paint it on anything you want to. He's super fun and sweet. So we're just going to get the base colors in here first, and then we're going to bring in the shadows that really bring it to life. I don't worry about the colors and touching and blending and mixing. That just adds to the beauty of the painting when that happens. I just kind of go with it. Now you can see when you wipe, with this board not having a coat of gesso on there, it's really hard sometimes when you wipe on it. it is going to pull your paint back up. So you just want to place it down and let it be. Don't keep rubbing it because you're pulling paint back off of it. I did not gesso it before I got started. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Again, I don't worry about getting outside the lines. Go ahead and get this color up here. See, 2 people are watching, but I have no idea who that is. You can see it's not full coverage, and that's okay. We can get that done or just leave it, actually. We don't have to have it any certain way. All right, now I'm coming up to my hat, and I'm going to do a lime green on the hat. Actually, when you do the hat and you have your trees, you're going to be painting this lime green around your trees. Since I didn't draw them off on this one, because I had thrown away my pattern and I did not have time to make another one, I just kind of used this as a pattern. I didn't want to draw those trees off. But your pattern has the trees on there, and I advise you go ahead and paint. Go ahead and draw them off, and then paint the green around them, and let it be messy and loose. All right. And in the previous video that we don't have anymore, these 2 colors are so similar. So if you have them anywhere near each other, they're going to fight for attention. It's going to be like having the same color. So you never want to have them close to each other. All right, I have a purple. You can do a deep purple. You can do a lighter version by adding white to it and just kind of pull it across the band here. I'm just using the corner of my brush. I hardly ever change my brush. And I'm not trying to be nice and clean, staying in the lines. Now I'm going to come down here and do a hot pink right here. Rhonda, yay! We got comments. I'm here watching magic. Yay! I'm so glad I can see comments. The replay I'm seeing on my iPad is very far behind. Very far behind. So that may be why I didn't see comments until just now. All right. Now, I like to leave white in certain places to balance it out. I don't need it all to be color. I need to have some white. So I decided to leave his cuff as a white on his arm and his pants. So I just left those. Right here, I'm going to come with a red or a pink. Either one would work. Even an orange would be pretty with these colors. And it looks orange. And you know, I'm going, we all know comments will work. Well, we know comments do work. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, you just made it. The next thing I need to work on is this webcam and adjusting the color. If there's a way to do that, I'm not real sure, but the color is totally washed out and everything. This looks orange and it's red. So we got to work on that a little bit. All right, I'll go ahead and do his nose and let that be drying. This poor brush. Using the corner of my brush and coming from the tip back. And then I did his mouth a reddy color, like just the same color I used on his buttons. And you can use a detail brush if you want to, or you can do it with a fatter brush. I think I'm going to pull in with a detail brush. Let that be drying. And you can come in and paint his face if you want to first and then put his mouth in. You know I like to do things the hard way. And some weird messages coming across. All right, so now I'm just going to put in 2 little circles right there. I think everybody's trying to hack everybody's accounts, and you get all kind of stuff this time of year. All right, I forgot to do the pink right there. I got to go back and do that because you know I'm going to leave something out. And I did not bring the hairdryer. I got to get a hairdryer just for this room. I take it back and forth, back and forth. You see how that doesn't cover very well. Go ahead and hit that one more time since I've got it. It's already starting to dry, so I can easily just wipe right on top of it. Ask Santa for one. Maybe I should. $10 hair dryer. That's all I care about. No, I got a long list. But I do need one. It would make my life so much better. I really hate this because the color is so washed out. But let me see. I'm gonna take photos with my phone since it's available so that when you are doing the lesson, I'll upload these pictures so you can see these colors that I actually used. All right, so now I'm going to come in and do my white. Now I'm just going to hit it with white just to get a base coat on there. You know I rarely do that. Rarely ever start out with just white. But we are this time. Because there's a million ways to kill a cat. Although I never kill a cat, I always say that. I love cats. I actually do love them. That's what I had growing up, were cats. Go ahead and get a coat up here. And I'm not going to be trying to be nice and neat coming around all this stuff. I'm going to hit it and be all right with it and keep moving. It's going to wipe some of it out, and it's just going to make him have so much more personality. This right here, some people would just die over. You just keep putting paint on there and blending it in. You can even wipe it with your finger, but we're going to put some shadow on there anyway. I'm not going to worry about it too much. And I just blend it until it pushes into everywhere else. Painting around his eyes like this creates cuter little eyes, better than what you would get if you put the eyes in yourself. So he'll come out with a lot of different personalities, especially if you do a series of them. They're all going to look a little bit different when you paint it in this fashion. I'm trying to see where that sun is coming from. I think up under my board, it's sneaking through. Adjust that, but that's just getting worse and worse. Over here where you can kind of see them. But don't worry about it if it smears. If it bothers you like that, then dry it first and just keep painting. I do paint over the lines just to push them back because, we're going to add so much on here, it's not going to matter at all. But I don't want it to be thick paint. Almost forgot the pom-pom. Just what you want to do, paint the same painting over and over and over again like we did that one time. Oh, man. Okay. Now I get to come in and jazz this whole thing up. This is so basic right here. This is a kindergarten version, and we're going to take it up to top of the line, just really jazzed out version. Now, remember, you still have your Christmas trees up here if you draw them off with your pattern. I want you to take just the corner of your brush, and if you don't want to, then you just use your little detail brush and do whatever you want. Notice there's only pieces of it showing in places, and then it gets more over here because this is an actual hat and it's folded and bent in places, and you're going to have crevices and stuff like that. So you're not going to see a whole Christmas tree over here. Uh, and I'm not even going to try to make whatever it comes out like is what it comes out like. I don't even care. It doesn't matter. Unless you just really want it to be Christmas trees, then you take your time and put you some Christmas trees in there and make it yours. You would have done yours already when you did these buttons right there. Try to do when you're painting something like this and you already know the colors, go ahead and get all the reds, all the blues, all the yellows. It's going to, help you out as far as time. But when you are first trying to figure it out, it took me a while. That's in the first lesson I did. It was taking me a while because I was figuring it out as I was going along. All right, I got the Christmas trees in. There are a few little dots here and there, and actually it was hot pink, but you cannot tell it once you get it on there. I just kind of that my brush is so bent out of shape. You can just put a few little dots here and there, any color you want to. This is hot pink. All right, I'm going to take a picture of it now at this finished stage. Not finished at all, but now we're going to add the magic. Now the magic comes. All right, so I'm going to take, this is bright yellow. I'm going to take yellow ochre, which is the Grey Poupon mustard. And I'm going to just come where all those little lines are first and get all that done. And I'm not trying to get, let me find a piece of paper. Let me just use my sample here. I'm not trying to get a perfect little detailed line like this coming around there. I want it to be more messy like this, wide and everything coming around there. Gonna get right up under the neck. I'm gonna have my light coming from the right, but all these little creases, overlaps, and things like that will be in shadow a little bit. I don't worry about staying in the line, on the line, or wherever. I just, if it goes outside, I let it go, and inside, let it be. Already has made a drastic difference in that scarf. Now I'm going to just wipe that off, and I'm going to grab some of that bright yellow, and I'm going to add some white to it, just pushing it in there. I'm just going to hit, and actually that's not light enough for me, so I'm going to add some more white and just hit. I'm not like brushing it all in, I'm just hitting in places, just like that. All right, so I'm done with the yellow. I'm going to rinse my brush out in my dirty water. No judging. All right, now I'm going to take my purple and I'm going to shadow my pink with the purple, but you can shadow your pink with blue, brown, doesn't matter. This is a hot pink, but it looks like a soft pink in the video, but it is not. So I'm going to, since my light is coming from my right side, Remember, the video is flipped. My shadow is going to be in the opposite side. So I'm just laying my purple down. I don't have a lot of purple on my brush. I'm putting it off on my table over here. And then I come in and I pull it inward. And then I'm going to get right up under the bottom there. You can also pull it a little bit up under the cuff of the pants right there and get it a little bit, but it needs to be a thin line there. Same thing on this one. It's going to start and come in. You don't want it to, that's what you don't want it to be. If it is a circular kind of formation, you don't want it to come across and be a straight cut off shadow like that. Okay, let it come across and be more jagged. So let your brush do these sweeping motions to get that more jagged look to it. All right, now coming to the cuff. Since my light's this way, I'm going to shadow right up under here. All right, I'm going to wipe that off. The next color, I can use that purple to do this red too. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. Like red, it can be purple, it can be blue, whichever one. It can be black, it can be brown. I'm going to shadow right around this left side over here. Because my light's coming this way, I'm putting the dark over here. And I go, anytime you're painting a circle formation, you really want to go in, this is a circle, you want to go in this formation. And sometimes you'll have a little bit over here, but it's going to be much lighter over there. And then this part out in there will be brighter. But if the sun's coming from this way, it's this part, that shadow, you can have a little bit of it over there, but tone it down by putting a lot of the white into it. So it's not anything like that one over here. Where was I? Forget where. All right. So I just put it on the left side and came up under it really on that. And then I'm going to brighten up that, taking the red, I'm going to add some orange and just hit on top of it, just like that. You see, I got outside the line. I'm not worried about that at all. I can take a little white to that combo and just hit a little white, a lighter reflection right there. Not anything drastic and crazy. I could take that and add a little bit up here on these Christmas trees. I'm just tapping it in with the corner of my brush. There's not a lot of room to do a lot of detail stuff. All right. Now on his shirt, his jacket, and his hat, I'm going to get some blue. I'm about out of blue. You can do this with purple too. You can do it with a darker version of this paint color that you have on there. Just going to come in here and pull some blue across. This whole area will probably be shadowed right there. Going to shadow right up under his buttons. And notice it's not that line. Remember, I'm telling you about that shadow line. A lot of people do this. This is how they will shadow stuff. I want you to throw that paint in there and be messy with it. Just like that. And let's shadow a little bit right up under here. And then this is the crease of his arm. That arm, the light's here. The arm's right there. It's going to be shadowed right up under that arm a little bit. So that's where you can do a little bit of shadow and not a whole lot. And then right up under that scarf. All right. So now we're coming to the hat. We're going to shadow from here. Bring it. Remember those loose, long strokes, just like that. And if you want to add just more pizzazz, you can kind of just do a little outline along the hat. If you want to, you don't have to. It's not imperative. Maybe a little shadow right up under where this sweater part, but not as big as the other. Now I'm going to rinse my brush off. I'm going to grab white and I'm going to put it in. I was going to put it in the original color, but I kind of janked that color up. Hold on. Let me make some more. Had blue on my brush and messed it all up. All right, I'm adding white to the original color of the coat, and I'm just going to just come in here and add some brightness in a few places. I'm just placing my brush down. You can't see it because the sun's in the way. There we go. I get carried away painting and I forget to look at the screen. Remember, if you get too much paint will make a mess sometimes and it causes stuff like this. So I can always come back in and tone that down with the original paint. Let's see. You can also pull it back off with a paper towel. That helps too. I need more paper towels. There we go. So it kind of blended it back into where it's not too much. Try not to use too much paint. All right, let's move from the green to the nose. Let's go back to the little red. We can do red and orange, or you can do like the more browny orange, something like that would work. And I'm wiping most of that paint off, and I'm just getting right on that left side and underneath that nose. I did not try to stay on the nose or inside the nose. I got outside and everywhere. Gonna take a little bit of pink and I'm swiping it off over here on my table. This is called pink, that light version of pink that I love so much. I'm just gonna kind of loosely put in some circular type cheeks over here. Not fully filled in all the way. You see white peeking out. It's not deep, big, and broad. Or I don't even know what I'm saying. What am I saying? Just real subtle, like that. All right. Now I'm going to take blue or lavender or periwinkle or whatever. You could do gray, you could do brown. It doesn't matter. Any of those will work. So blue, lavender, any blue, lavender, periwinkle. I happen to have a little periwinkle color. And I'm going to shadow. I'm wiping most of it off. Going to shadow. You can take some white. It does a lot better. Let's take it and mix it in with some white. And come around. Now, it may seem crazy. You may have a lot of bold color. You can remember you can tone it down with your white paint. This is a circle, his head. So you're going to paint it in a circular formation. It's going to come over shadowed over here on this side if the light's coming this way. So you can carry some of that shadow around just a little bit over here, but it's going to be kind of heavy over there. But again, if it's too much when you put it on there, then you can come back. That's not too much to me, but you could come back on with the white and push it right back on top of it, and it's going to push it back a little bit and not be so big and bold. But that looks totally okay to me. I'm just doing it so you can see what to do if it happens. Can also carry that on across right up under the hat where it'll be a little bit shadowed. And I don't have it done nice and neatly. Trying to get out of the sunshine. Sunshine is either hate it or love it. So cute already. Let's take a little bit of orange, just orange and white. But you could also throw in some yellow to brighten things up. And just hit on the nose, right on the top of the nose. I'm trying to use the corner, but these brushes. Just another layer. And just another layer of white. Ooh, got yellow in it. Right around through here. I'm going to just hit my mouth a little bit more. It's a little too wide for me. I don't really love it being that wide. Just wipe it out every now and then. A little bit. It didn't work. I'll probably have to come put it back in there now because I wiped it out too much. Now this one has little beady eyes, and this one's eyes are a little bit more large. But you can have whatever you want to. So if you wipe out your eyes too much, you can put them back in simply by just doing it with a little paintbrush with a tip or paint pen even. It doesn't matter. Trying to see where we are now. Got a shadow down here. Haven't done that yet. I'm getting the periwinkle back with my white. Of course, any blue will work. A shadow coming in this way, and I'm going to get right up under his coat. And then on the cuff here, I'm doing it coming across this way. And then we'll do the pom-pom coming in this way. Lights here, so it'll be shining at the top and the side over here. Bring that down just a little bit there. Wipe that back off, and I'm just going to place down. Ooh, that's way too much paint there, Melissa. Place down a little bit of more white, but I still have that lavender in my brush, so it's just going to gradually come across and be super white on the right side. There we go. All right, I'm just checking out this part up here. I did with the paint pen. This is paint pen. We put this background in, then we splattered snow. Down here, I'm going to go ahead and pull in my blue and white for the bottom. I'm just going to kind of loosely put it in over here. You can come up as far as you want to. Again, if you had done it with an undercoating, you would get to skip about and leave a lot of peepholes in there, and you wouldn't have to get so close to things. I just have my strokes going in different directions because I'm just going to come put snow on top of all this. It doesn't matter. Gonna let it sit for a minute and let it dry. And it looks like I may have used the same color all over. Let me lighten this up down bottom. I want it to be lighter here in the sun so you can't see. Just lighten this blue up. It's still wet, so I just added white to it to lighten it up. Yeah, because it's supposed to be snow down here, so that's why it was lighter. After you do a painting, forget how you did it, and it takes a little while to go back over it and figure it out. There we go, so it's much lighter. Trying to see if there's something I can lift this up on so it's not down in that sun. Nothing right at my fingertips though. Why did I rinse that brush out? All right, I'm coming back in. I'm going to put blue all up in here. I want this to be darker though than the bottom, and so far it's not looking like it is. I use phthalo blue and the other one, this one is ultramarine blue because I think my phthalo blue may be in the car from where I did paint party. And I've yet to go get it out. I brought in other things thinking it was in those, but it's not. So you can see that from the photo I showed you at the beginning that this one is totally different than that one. And you can totally change these up. Now you can take this one, stick him in a snow globe. He would be a really cute snowman to stick in a snow globe. You can also have something on his hand right here. He could be holding something. Or it looks really cute, like he could be petting a little puppy dog or a little snow bunny or something like that, you know. Think like that. Get in the habit of thinking, what does he look like he's doing? Could he be ice skating? Could put some little ice skates on the tips of his. He does look like he could be ice skating for sure. So you could put the little blades on the bottom of him, and there he is. He's a total different snowman, and he's out there ice skating. All right, so from here out, I have these little swirls in there. I'm not sure it's going to show up. I need to dry it. So I'm going to let it dry for a second. And I'm going to come back down to the bottom with some white. I'm just going to kind of pounce in some snow. Little mounds. Can y'all see that? Or is that sunshine's in our way? It's the time of day, too, that it comes right in these windows. Mounds of snow everywhere. All right. All right, let's see here. Come on, dry. I use a total different blue for sure up there. Now I'm going to take a little bit of white, a dry brush of white, and I'm just going to put in like these little swirls coming in. I'm getting a little resistance because my paint is not dry and you can't see. Hold on. Very light. I'm not using hardly any paint. It's just going to add to the background a little bit without it. Another way of keeping it from being flat. We're already going to have snow coming down, and then I have splattered snow as well, but this just adds a little more to it. Going to come right in this big area and do another one. If you get it big and bold and you've got too much paint on your brush, just keep pushing it in. Just keep going over it, and it's going to push it into the background. See, it's very super light. It's not very prominent at all. And just add a piece of one here and there. Not anything. This is going to make it like it's a windy day. All right. I want to rinse that off. Now I'm going to grab just my white. I'm going to come in and start placing things of snow down. I think I might have had a filbert brush when I was doing the others, but this is a flat brush and it works just the same. It's just a little more rounded with a filbert. than it is a flat. You can use something to stamp the circles on if you want perfect circles or anything like that. Do what you want to. An eraser, a sponge. Get a little piece of one right there. Now, in my computer, I see that, and my iPad is totally washed out. I know that's because it's got it behind. It's way back on my iPad. It is way behind. Probably because I didn't start it at the same time. That's what it is. I want to add some more white right here. More of a dry brush. The dry brush is amazing because it just adds so much to it. After it's dry, and then you come on here and add some of this stuff, it really jazzes it up a lot more. Gonna do some right here in the purple. I actually put lighter purple in on the others. All right. Now we're ready to splatter and dot using our pens and stuff. So I'm going to take my, looks like I may have used a jelly roll here. Ooh, it's wet. Did a little zigzag. Of course, you know I always say wait till it's dry. And I'm going to take this one and just kind of go in a circular formation so they're not any placement down there. They're just randomly put in there. And then you can fill in wherever. All right. Now I'm going to get my, I really don't know what pen. If I use the Uniposca or another pen, who knows? Just pull out the Uniposca. And I'm just going to randomly, I'm not trying to do a full outline of the whole thing. I don't want that at all. I just want to hit and miss. Wherever it lands, it lands. I just kind of wiggle it along. Holding my, just like I do my brush, I hold my pen back here on the back and skip about. All right, now it's the time to cover yourself up. And I have nothing to cover myself up. I have on good clothes. Got this old rag right here. Put on me, and I'm going to splatter paint. So to splatter paint, you just take a lot of water and put it in some paint, like that white. It could be a blue white. It doesn't have to be white white. Not have to be clean. Just a puddle of water. And then you're going to hit it on something hard. Take your brush and just tap, tap, tap right down on top of it. So I've got a combination of painted in snow and splattered snow and swirlies in the background. If you get other colors in there, like I've got some orange, let's go with it. This kind of picks up every color. All the paint starts lifting up. And it's really washed out, so it's very subtle. If you get it anywhere you don't want it, just wipe it in. Wipe it into the background or take a wet paper towel and get it off. Let it be on his face. It's really a blizzard. Dogs over there snoring. All right. Now you can sign it. So this is a super easy lesson. The more shadows you put in there and detail in the layers, the better it's going to be. Be as detailed with it as you want or whatever you want. Remember, look around your house, see what you got. What figurines do you have? Are you going to add more white to the ground? Yeah, I probably need to because you can't tell. Look around and see what you have around the house that you could take a picture of and make a template and use it as inspiration to paint from. That's another way to figure out what am I going to paint today. But I tell you for sure, paint in batches and paint in collections. So if you're going to paint snowman today, and why not just do snowman the whole week? Do a bunch of snowman and knock them all out. I'm going to shadow right up under him a little bit with more blue. Get that white off there. Wouldn't he be cute? Tell a story. What story are you trying to tell with this little snowman? Wouldn't he be cute ice skating? And what could be sitting right here? You've got an empty spot right here. That something could be sitting right up on top of his hat, and that would be the most adorable thing. So, automatically, you think of a cardinal. I do. What else could you do? What's something odd and out of the ordinary that you could do? Change them all up. You could do the same snowman, but do them all different outfits. And then he could have something different in his hand. A crow, yes. Rhonda and her crow. She loves crows. Um, he could have something different in his hand or something different on his hat every single time. You got the same pattern. You're using the same thing. Just go ahead, paint all of them. Just have them lined up just like this. Paint all the backgrounds one color before you even put the pattern on. Have it be one all different colors, and then put the pattern on every single one of them. And then start with your yellow. Put a yellow here, put a yellow there, put a yellow on the hat. The next one, put yellow on the feet. Then you come in with your pink. Put pink here, put pink there, put pink here. Just keep moving them in different, and then you will knock that out so fast. All your bases will be knocked out super, super fast, just by doing it like that. Then you can come in and spend a little bit more time, on the details. Do some striped hats, do some polka dotted, do, plaid, whatever. You'll have a whole wide range of snowmen in a day, in a half a day, in just a couple of hours, you'll have that done. I painted a snowman and put a tiny snowman in his hand. That's right, you did. Adorable. So that would be cute too. He could have another little miniature one sitting up there on his hat. But I can just see, look at his hand. His hand is like pushing down is what it looks like right there. So it could be a tiny little Christmas tree, a little whimsical little tree. I just got to do that real quick because that would be adorable. Let me see. See if I can. No, it's flipped in in the screen. So I'm just going to come down me a little. I just had to play. Since this is my little extra, let me go ahead and bring it on down a little bit more. Of course, this one has no shadowing or anything on it, but that's an idea. um, what else can you put down there up under his hand? A Christmas tree. You could put an ornament. It could be an ornament. It doesn't have to make sense. None of it does. It can be a puppy dog. It can be a kitty cat or a cute little bunny or another little snowman like Rhonda was talking about. And he's just got his hand on top of his head. Um, so many things. Just take this one thing and go with it. I would love to see y'all do that. So if you have the time, even not for now, now is not the time to really be trying to paint and sell stuff for winter. You should already be working on Valentine's at this point and possibly Easter. So, but have this ready to go for next year. And when it starts getting March, April, May, go ahead and start painting your snowman. If it takes putting on some Christmas music and turning your air way down low, go ahead and start on the snowman for next year. And you will be so far behind. Remind me that I said that, so I'll do it too. All right. So that is the lesson from the Paint Night Monthly group, the cute little snowman. I still got lots of tweaking to do on this going live on this webcam. So y'all just bear with me while I figure all this stuff out and I'll get it done. I promise I'll get it done. All right. I'll see you later. Bye, Rhonda. I don't know who else is on here other than me. It may just be me and you, Rhonda. Bye. Luna, you okay, baby? The dog just fell off the couch. You okay?